Good evening, everyone, and welcome to April's first edition of WTF Games You've Never Played. I know I promised you a game on the Sega Genesis, but sadly I was unable to afford a Gen X this month, so I will have to wait until all my bills are paid off before I show you one of my favorite games on the Sega. Instead, I present to you Ring of Red. No, not that Ring of Red. This one. Ring of Red is a strategy RPG which is interesting in itself because I'm not a fan of these series. Outside of Battle Ogre for the SNES and Luminous Arc 2 for the DS, I rarely give these games a second glance. But the whole World War II theme really caught my eye, so I gave it a shot. And damn it, I'm glad I did. Now the premise of this game is that during World War II, the country of Japan is split between two warring factions, Northern and Southern. However, history is a little different in this gaming universe because World War II was fought with mechs, and that is awesome. Anyways, you play a man of Japanese-German descent named Zeiger. During a training exercise, one of the prototype mechs is captured by a northern Japanese agent. Your mission is to steal it back. And along the way, you meet up with a cast of interesting characters including the intelligent engineer Kinosato and the cocky American named John. You meet up with more soldiers as the game progresses, but I haven't gotten that far yet, so I can't show them to you. Now the map is your stereotypical SRPG format. You have a grid which you move your character around, and whenever you get close enough to an enemy you attack. However, unlike most SRPGs that have you fight on the grid, this game changes to a battle screen where you can actually control the outcome of the fight. This is the reason I love this game so much. You see, one thing I don't like about these strategy RPGs is that whoever attacks first usually has an advantage. This is usually done by the enemy moving around your character and attacking from behind. However, things are different in Ring of Red. You see, when you fight, you actually control the entire outcome of the battle. So just because you attack first doesn't mean you'll do the most damage. Combat works like this. You see, each mech has different advantages. Lights focus on short-range combat and use machine guns. Normals use cannons and are good for medium range. Anti are fantastic for close combat. And Spyro or four-legged AFWs are beasts on long range. During combat, you need to keep an eye out on 7 different gauges. The first is your weapon and leg gauge. When the lights are green, that means they are working well. When they turn red, that means your weapon or legs have taken damage. The number to the right of that is your health, and below that is the grid that shows what position your ground troops are currently in. Next is your reload meter, which is self-explanatory, and below that is your special weapon and special ability counters. Then you have the accuracy meter that will tell you what your starting accuracy will be when you take aim. The meter varies depending on your distance to the target. Finally is the movement lever. Pressing up makes you go forward, pressing down makes you go backwards. Very simple. The key of every fight is, of course, to destroy your enemy. But don't worry, you're not doing this alone. You see, you get 3 groups of soldiers that you take into each battle. You choose 1 for your crew, 2 for the ground. Each group has their own special abilities, so make sure you keep this in mind when choosing who goes where. These abilities are charged when your soldiers are behind the line of fire and activate automatically when you send them forward. Unless, of course, their ability is defensive, then they have to stay in the back. These soldier abilities include things such as sniping, rapid fire, homing missiles, grenades, charged attacks, and flare guns. Some soldiers can give your mechs special weapons as well. For example, these guys, they give you shrapnel, a vicious missile that injures the enemy soldiers. Furthermore, to add to the strategy, each pilot has their own abilities. These can include dodge, which makes it harder for the enemy to hit you, rapid load, which loads your cannon so you don't have to wait, target fire, which lets you target the enemy's weapons, or rapid punch, a nasty close combat attack that does heavy damage. Soldiers and special abilities are not the only things you need to win the day. You'll also need patience. You see, once your gun has been loaded, you can target either the ground troops or the enemy mech. Once a target has been designated, you must build your accuracy. This is done automatically, but can get really intense when you're looking down the barrel only to see the enemy is preparing fire. You keep asking yourself, should I fire now, or should I wait a little bit longer? Damn, I just love the camera angles in this game. They're very cinematic and they really show the brutality of your hits. Yeah, take it, you little bastard! God, I love blasting these guys straight to hell. And of course, after every battle, you gain experience that gives you more life, better armor, and stronger soldiers. Well, that's Ring of Red, everybody. One of the few SRPGs that I really enjoyed for the PlayStation 2. I hope you enjoyed this episode of WTF, and I'll see you at the end of the month. Take care, and goodbye.